মিস্টার অ্যান্ড মিসেস আইয়ার হয়তো আপনারা অনেকেই দেখেছেন, কিন্তু আজকে আপনাদের সঙ্গে যাদের নিয়ে এসছি আমাদের আড্ডায় তারা হচ্ছেন মিস্টার অ্যান্ড মিসেস আনন্দ। আমাদের সঙ্গে রয়েছেন বিশ্ব চ্যাম্পিয়ন বিশ্বনাথন আনন্দ এবং অবশ্যই তার বেটার হাফ অরুণা আনন্দ। প্রথমেই আমরা চলে আসবো ভিশির কাছে। ভিশি, ফার্স্ট it's congratulations for winning the world championship once again. I guess everyone has forgotten that in this moment. You have come to Kolkata for NIIT venture. So first thing I would like to ask you is that how satisfying is it after winning the world championship once again?
It is very satisfying, especially because this time we didn't. It was a surprise when it happened. I mean, my earlier matches, both in Bonn and in Mexico, on the last day, I knew that it was within my grasp, and I had to really blow it. This time, that wasn't the case. I really didn't know what was going to happen, so it came as a pleasant surprise. And second, I think it's fantastic to come to Kolkata. I mean, this is the place for sports. I mean, if you're a sportsman, this is the place you come to for your ego kick. But it's nice to come here as a winner.
The World Championship game, 12th game, the last game in Sofia against Topalov, you have opened with Lashkar variation. So that's a very unusual sort of a variation, and I guess you haven't played it too much before. So what was the idea?
Well, it was a last-minute thing. We came up with the idea on May 9th. So exactly after the 11th game, I went back to the hotel and we all said, well, what are we going to do for game 12? And we decided this. It was a very last-minute thing, but the idea was we were having problems with black. I needed to switch to something. I felt this would be a good surprise and that we had a day to work on it so we could patch up a lot of holes. And that's kind of happened. But it was very spontaneous and a last-minute decision.
Before going to the World Championship, there was too much problem because the Iceland volcanic eruption thing and all air traffics were disrupted. So how disturbing it was before the championship?
It wasn't too bad. Once you got over the idea, and on the 16th and 17th, it was a bit disruptive because we didn't know what was going to happen. The airports kept on saying, well, we're going to open in 1 hour, in 1 hour, in 1 hour. And then at some point, we began to feel that it just wasn't going to happen. But once we got on the bus, we were relieved actually because the decision has been taken and then there's no way back. We can't go halfway across Europe and then come back and try again by flight. So once that happened, then things were under control, and at least for the team. I mean the chess playing component of it. I think Aruna and all must have still suffered a bit arranging things, but at least for the rest of us, we could just think, well, what are we going to do when you get to Sofia?
We have heard that before a tough match, before a crunch game, the preparation of Vishy Anand starts with sometimes in a Spanish castle, secluding himself from every possible things that can disrupt the mental frame. So is it true?
Generally, yes. You look for some isolation. You look for some very quiet place where you can work on chess. But then afterwards, in the evening, you can go for a walk. That kind of atmosphere we find is very conducive to good preparatory work. So that's what we look for, sure.
Madam, everyone says that when it comes to Sachin Tendulkar, Anjali Tendulkar plays a very crucial role in making Sachin Tendulkar the way he is now. So how do you see your role when it comes to Vishy?
I think just being there for him makes the difference. Maybe in the end he has to play, and he's facing the opponent. What we do is just cheering for him all the way. That's all.
When this sort of a tough game goes, a world championship match, does he talk too much with you, and what sort of a concentration he goes through?
It depends. If you're very tense, maybe sometimes you don't want to talk about chess. Sometimes you don't want to talk at all. I think it depends how you feel before the match. But okay, definitely before the game, there is a lot of tension. And even if you're trying not to talk about chess, it's a very concentrated effort.
Back to Vishy, is that people say that the Russian reign in chess is coming to an end, and it's Vishy Anand who's the next champion, who's gonna rule, who's have found an edge over everyone. How sort of a satisfying thing is this comment?
Well, I'm glad to have played my part. I think definitely Russia is still the number one country in chess, but their dominance is no longer. It probably will not be again what it was in the days of the Soviet Union. I think those days are gone. But definitely to have played so many of them and competed with so many of them. I mean, it's really amazing what Russia brought to chess, and I think I learned quite a lot from all that. I'm very excited to have started a sort of chess movement in India. Both with the NIT Mind Champions Academy and the inter-college tournament. I mean, we're able to do things on a scale which wasn't possible before because there's so much more interest in the game now. That's very exciting as well to have been a part of.
You've said that you have learned your chess from many, but you started from your mom. So what was the reaction you have given to dad and mom after winning the championship once again?
Well, this time it is even tougher for them than before because they also had no idea what was happening till the last minute. I think this match.
You take tips from mom also during a match?
Once in a while, but usually she'll just say something
Any
like,
mental thing?
yeah, she'll just say stay calm and I know that you'll do something crazy once in a while, so try not to do it, that sort of thing. So.
Together, do you go to movies during a championship or a restaurant, or how do you spend your leisures?
Well, we'll watch some movies sometimes, or maybe go for a walk together. I mean, we did it a couple of times in Sofia, when we just wanted to get out and think. But it was a big support having Aruna there because, she understands me very well, and you don't have to explain a lot of things. But at the same time, she knows that chess players have their own world that they live in, and you have to leave them alone.
So World Championship of chess is over, and now it's FIFA World Cup time. What are the teams you are supporting, and who are the individuals you are looking at?
Well, I think Spain is very interesting.
Living in Spain, it's going for Spain.
A little bit, but also, I mean, their play in Euro 2008 was really fantastic to watch. And I like Messi a lot, and so I'm also watching Argentina.
Okay, thanks Vishy, thanks for talking to us. Thanks Aruna ma'am, thanks for talking to us. আপনারা দেখছিলেন যে আনন্দে আনন্দ অর্থাৎ স্টার আনন্দে এই প্রথমবার বিশ্বনাথন আনন্দ এবং অরুণা আনন্দকে আমরা একসঙ্গে আপনাদের সামনে এলাম। অনেক কিছু মজার আড্ডা হলো এবং যেটা ভিশি জানিয়ে রাখলেন ভীষণভাবে যে এই ওয়ার্ল্ড চ্যাম্পিয়নশিপটা জেতা তাকে আলাদা করে অনেক বেশি তৃপ্তি দিয়েছে। প্রদীপ্ত গোস্বামী, স্টার আনন্দ, কলকাতা।